Up with KREM begins now.
Hi friends, good morning. 6 o'clock here on your Wednesday, halfway through the work week.
Oh, wow.
We're doing it. I'm Tim Pham.
Nice. I'm Nicole Hernandez. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick here with us, celebrating Wednesday as well. Thomas, we had mentioned rain chances for today earlier this week. What does it look like now, though?
Yeah, so our rain chances a bit lower today, even compared to previous forecasts, compared to other days that we've had this week as well. And even just using this morning as a great example, there are no showers to track anywhere throughout the inland northwest. Now, something might pop up, especially along central Washington, where the energy levels are at their highest, but those chances are pretty low. We're looking at like 10% or less. So not zero, but a low chance, very, very low chance for rain for today. Otherwise, cool temperatures to kick off our day. Still 51 in Pullman, 51 in Deer Park, and even 49 in Colville. Some of the coolest weather we've had to start the day in the last couple.
Thank you, Thomas. Let's take a live look now at I-90 and Hamilton. It's about 6 o'clock now, and while it's still dark outside, it looks like we have a good amount of people heading out the door already this morning. Sun's just going to start setting later, or rising, I guess, later and later. Only talking about this because it's really the only thing to talk about. As for traffic, there's really nothing going on. Things looking smooth if you're heading out the door this morning.
This morning, we are tracking growing wildfires in the inland northwest, and we start with the Crown Creek fire in Stevens County, just south of Northport there. You can see it combined with the Black Hawk Mountain fire. Crews are starting to get the fire under control. It has burned more than 14,000 acres and is now 15% contained. Level 1, 2, and 3 evacuations are still in place. There are nearly 1,000 crews and 85 engines working on this fire. Northeast of Spokane, the Rattlesnake Fire has grown in acres and in containment. This morning, the fire has now burned more than 19,000 acres and is 33% contained. Right now, level 1, 2, and 3 evacuations are in place. An evacuation center has been set up at the Inchelium Community Center. Lightning is to blame for many of the new fires sparked over the weekend in Washington. With more thunderstorms possibly on the way, Madeline Carter shares how meteorologists are tracking these strikes.
I think the pattern's been very active and it hasn't been changing too much.
National Weather Service meteorologist Logan Howard is keeping an eye on frequent lightning, which he says is really the biggest risk right now for sparking new wildfires.
Big lightning days where we get like hundreds or thousands of strikes, that's usually this time of the year, kind of the late summer, early fall.
We saw that over the weekend. Across the state, NWS reports lightning struck about 1,700 times Saturday and Sunday. Roughly 500 of those strikes were in western Washington. The weekend flashes ignited more than a dozen new wildfires in the Cascades. And these types of fires pose a unique challenge for the Washington Department of Natural Resources.
Lightning, on the other hand, is random. It oftentimes is way out into the wilderness on ridge lines and, deep valleys within the Cascades or the Olympics that are very difficult to access on foot.
The DNR says 12 of the 16 large fires burning in the state were likely sparked by lightning, including the 3 largest, the Rattlesnake, Lower Sugarloaf, and Crown Creek fires.
My biggest concern is that there is a lot of fire already on the landscape. We're still getting new thunderstorms and new fire ignitions, and we're expecting to see more of that.
The NWS will stay on alert Wednesday and Thursday, with the risk for new fire starts expected to taper off over the weekend. Luckily, Logan says the thunderstorms he's tracking could actually help instead of hurt.
We are expecting a decent amount of rainfall, so that will help to curb new fire starts.
It is that balance between how much rain and how much lightning we see in any kind of thunderstorm. When that balance is off and there's more lightning, we would tend to call those dry lightning strikes, and that can oftentimes lead to new fire starts. But in the case of yesterday, for example, if you got hit with any of those thunderstorms, you know how heavy that rain was, which does help to mitigate the lightning risk in total. But there were a ton of lightning strikes, even in northern Spokane County and into Pend Oreille County yesterday. And actually looking at yesterday's thunderstorms, had over 100 lightning strikes in the inland northwest. Thankfully, that has not started any new fires, but we are continuing to monitor our chances for showers or thunderstorms for the rest of this week.
Well, some sad news this morning. An Idaho wildland firefighter has died in the line of duty while fighting the Dragon Bravo fire in northern Arizona. The National Park Service says 70-year-old J. Hank Hester from Priest River suffered a cardiac emergency on Monday. Officials say Hester was helping remove hazardous trees near the Grand Canyon North Rim entrance station when the emergency happened. Paramedics tried to save him but were not successful. The Dragon Bravo fire has been burning since July 4th. It's burned more than 145,000 acres and destroyed dozens of buildings in the national park.
A Spokane County judge sentenced 3 men for committing crimes in prison. The 3 men from Spokane, Moses Lake, and Yakima helped run the National La Nuestra Familia prison gang. Court documents say they were recruiting young people into the gang and encouraging them to commit violent crimes by promising them better living conditions. The judge sentenced them to between 6 and 10 years in prison for their crimes, which include money laundering and assault.
This morning, the Spokane Police Department is asking for your help to identify suspects in a recent arson. A fire was started last month in the East Central neighborhood. The fire damaged property and endangered several homes. One day after the incident, SPD released images of the 3 men lighting the fire, which you can see right now. If you know these men and who they are, call Crime Check at the number at the bottom of your screen.
We have an update now on the fire at Avista Stadium. Spokane Valley fire investigators said the fire was accidental. They say it started in the space above the walk-in cooler at the main concession stand and then spread quickly to the attic. Unfortunately, there were no smoke detectors or fire detection systems in place. It looks like the fire caused between $2 and $2.5 million in damage.
This morning, the Idaho Attorney General's office is warning families about cryptocurrency ATM scams. So they warn these scams are targeting seniors. The AG's office says cryptocurrency losses in Idaho jumped from $19 million in 2023 to $35 million in 2024. Some common warning signs you could be getting scammed is if the caller claims to be from tech support, government agencies, or the bank demanding payment through cryptocurrency. They are reminding people legitimate organizations would not require cryptocurrency as a form of payment. New numbers this morning, car thefts in Coeur d'Alene are down. In 2024, only 20 vehicles were stolen. So far this year, that number is 13. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press found out the police department credits the community and calling when they see something suspicious and proactive officers. Idaho has the 4th lowest car theft rate in the country, according to Compare the Market.
An event honoring the lives of those who died in 9/11 starts today. Habitat for Humanity Spokane Veterans Build is doing a 4-day build dedicated to creating safe, permanent, affordable homes.
KREM 2's Christian Garza live this morning with more on the project. Good morning, Christian. Tell us about it.
Yeah, good morning, Tim and Nicole. As the sun has come up this morning, you can start to see just a little bit more of the progress of the houses here behind me in Spokane Valley, where construction is set to resume here in just a few hours. Now, I am actually here with Zach Fisnett with the Spokane Habitat for Humanity. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Doing great this morning.
Perfect. Well, you know, just talking about these houses and everything like that, and for volunteers who want to come out and help, what exactly are you guys hoping to get done here in these next few days? Because I know construction resumes today with the help of volunteers and goes until Saturday. So what exactly are you hoping to finish in that time frame?
Absolutely. So there's a lot that we'll be working on this week. From roofing on this house behind us, we'll be working on some siding in this home, and on the home in the end, we'll be doing some work in the interior. So a lot that we'll be getting done this week.
Right, a lot of work, and I saw that in the press release that you guys had sent out to everyone here is that there's like over 200 open positions, or shifts rather, over these next few days. Isn't that correct?
Correct. 240 volunteer shifts that we'll be filling this week, and our construction supervisors are phenomenal at working with volunteers. We engaged over 7,000 volunteers each and every year. So whether somebody is a seasoned carpenter or you've never picked up a hammer before, our construction supervisors are skilled and will help get you contributing in a meaningful way here on site.
Awesome. So yeah, no experience required, just a willingness to come out and help serve the community.
Absolutely.
And Zach, really quick, I know you said that you have been doing this for quite a little bit of time. In your opinion, from Habitat for Humanity's kind of standpoint, what's the most fulfilling part?
There's a lot that I love. Part of it that is phenomenal about being here on site is just hearing the volunteer stories. You know, so many people will come out to site and they'll learn skills that they'll bring into their own homes, and maybe it equips them with the knowledge to take on a home renovation project and things like that.
Right. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, you know, I love that idea. Come to volunteer, leave with the project of your own, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And for those who are wanting to volunteer, they are allowing volunteers to come out here to 218 North Collins Road here in Spokane Valley at 8 o'clock this morning. They're going to have a meeting at 8:30 for safety. But if you would like to, like we said, no experience needed to come out and help serve your community. In Spokane Valley, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.